Hey guys, what's going on? And today I'm going to be showing you how I was able to get 12 wins on the Mega Knight challenge. I basically did the challenge the moment it came out, and it went pretty well for me. As you can see, I got the 12 wins, collected the Mega Knight. Just show you, here he is. I've tried out a couple of decks with him, and I'll show you how I was able to get him. So I'll start on my 10th win and move up. So 12, 11, this would have been the 10th win. So if we go check on the battle, put it up to ×2 speed. As you can see, I've got a P.E.K.K.A. in my deck along with Ice Wizard. I generally thought that there'd be very little air in this tournament, especially considering that air and with the Mega Knight isn't actually going to go too well. It'll just be too expensive, and a Lava Hound wouldn't exactly complement a Mega Knight. So with that, my only real air defense was an Ice Wizard and the Bats, which is why I tried this out. The P.E.K.K.A. is like another way of countering the Mega Knight instead of using two Mega Knights to counter each other. I felt that the P.E.K.K.A. is also very strong. As you can see here, the person had very little to end up countering my P.E.K.K.A. with. And overall, I think the deck worked really well for me. I ended up getting one loss, which I'll also show. But with the Tornado being there, it's able to easily activate the King Power if they decide to have a Hog Rider. And the deck is a really good cycle deck as well. I think its average elixir is 3.4. making it very cheap for two very expensive cards as well. The main weakness of the deck, I would say, would be Inferno Dragon, considering you'd really need to use Bat for that, and a lot of the time actually they'd have Zap. As you can see, the last three people I faced had Zap. So we'll move on to this guy. So as you can see, he does have an Inferno Dragon, which I did mention was the weakness of the deck. But it's pretty easy to overcome, and then after that it really shouldn't be too bad. I understand though that this deck might not work for everyone, and with I think a main reason why I was able to complete it so well might have been because I did it right at the start, when people still were quite newbie about the whole Mega Knight idea. So me doing it then would have meant that very few people would have had no idea how to deal with the deck, while I'm pretty confident with it. So maybe as we go on, there might be a better deck with the Mega Knight that this deck won't be able to counter. So I recommend doing it as soon as possible while this is still going. I mean, there are still pros who still haven't done it yet, so... But it really doesn't matter. This might also not suit your playstyle. As different people have different play styles, it's up to them on how they play the deck. And it might be that, oh, this deck isn't aggressive enough for them, or it's too aggressive for someone. I mean, there are different ways you can use it. Like, you could put in a Mortar and see how the Mega Knight's able to defend it. But this really wasn't too bad for me. I mean, that one loss made me a little bit scared. But at the end, there was nothing they could really do. Another reason why I might have found it easier than other people is that my overall trophies for the people I faced were generally quite low. Like, if we take a look at that guy, he was in Hog Mountain, and quite a lot of people were in Hog Mountain. But then again, they were still able to get up to like 10 or 11 wins, which is really quite good. So this was the match that I lost. As you can see, Royal Arena, same arena I'm in. I'm a bit lower down in Royal Arena though. Again, Hog Mountain. So overall, it's pretty weird. This guy, however, oh no, not this guy. I think it was this guy. Last season, currently even 5,777, which is really high up. I'm surprised I was even able to beat this guy. But this was quite early on in the tournament again, and he doesn't seem amazing considering he doesn't have the Mega Knight and one other card. So, yeah. I'll move on to my loss next. So, as you can see, the deck that he has does have an Inferno Dragon, which was the first time I found out. The fact he used a bandit quite interests me a lot, considering that the bandit has the whole dash idea. So he might have tried to complement the bandit with the Mega Knight, which I don't think is a bad thing at all. Like, this guy was even able to get the win against me, so it just shows how good some of these decks are. I used the Tornado there to separate the Inferno Dragon from the center, so that my Mega Knight would have been able to get more damage. But in the end, it's just cost me too much elixir and I was unable to do anything. I think this was the point when I found out I'd lost the game, so I wasn't quite sure how to go about this. So what he tries to do next, he split archers, I use an ice wizard on the side, then I really find out he has a poison and pretty much GG from there. Like, even till now, I haven't been able to do anything to do any damage. I tried to maybe get off quite a strong push against him, considering his deck is quite medium, whereas mine's also a medium to heavy deck. But that's only when the Mega Knight and the P.E.K.K.A. are together. But in the end, I wasn't able to do anything. He was just too strong, and sadly, that's all I could do. The Tornado is also useful for if you want to bring together cards, so that when your Mega Knight jumps down on them, it can do quite a lot of damage to the whole area. Also, you might want to do it so that it's all in front of the Mega Knight, instead of the Mega Knight going to the middle of it. So that was my only loss of the tournament. And we'll finally go on to my 12th win. Of course, at the time I was really nervous, so like unlocking the Mega Knight this early on in what would appear to be in a 3-day tournament really is amazing. So when I find out he has a P.E.K.K.A., I'm pretty much really scared. Tried to like distract as much as possible while trying to keep him away from my P.E.K.K.A. Overall, I think I was able to defend that pretty well. He used arrows and everything, and at this point it was pretty much GG having the tower. This deck's really good with defense, with the whole Ice Wizard Tornado, with an Ice Golem to distract and a Mega Knight to do huge damage to a group of troops. See, even with his P.E.K.K.A. at the back, I can easily just use a P.E.K.K.A. as well. But this guy also was able to get to 12 wins. I think the only main difference was like the arrows in his deck. So it just showed the arrows and the Mega Minion, but it just shows that like this whole combo of P.E.K.K.A. and Mega Knight really does complement the challenge quite well in a way. However, I think maybe being an actual competitive deck just wouldn't work as well. By this point, I was just cycling around to my Tornado as fast as possible, just to like push away all his troops for the last 10 seconds and a bit. And it was GG by this point, so I didn't have anything to worry about. I was able to share the replay with my clan and tried to check how they were doing, and it's a little bit different for them. So if we go up to maybe not here, here. So this guy tried to use my deck and ended up getting 10-3, which is also really high up, but he wasn't able to get the full 12 wins. So he was over here. Instead, I think he used the Inferno Dragon for the bats. We go down to the bottom. Well, I'll show this replay anyway, just the place where people are struggling. I took a look at this replay before, and I think maybe it was on the player's half on why it was a loss, because the way that I played the deck is well, not completely different, but quite a lot different in the way he played it. So the idea is that you don't actually use the P.E.K.K.A. and the Mega Knight like pushing from the back. I did do it a couple of times, but that was like in the middle of the game when I knew what type of deck they had. Like after seeing things like a Tombstone and stuff, I tried to play more bridge spam instead of at the back. So here the Inferno Dragon's just really annoying. Not much you can do about it in the end. I'm surprised it didn't use a zap on it, but then again, the zap wouldn't have done anyway. The Ice Wizard is quite an important card in this type of match, so it's something that you have to treasure quite well. I think at this point he played it pretty well. The sacrifice for the Ice Wizard's damage, though, I wouldn't have agreed too much with. There were other places you could place it. Here I would have put down the Mega Knight just to do damage to that area, but I guess he decided not to. From here, though, the game pretty much went not south because it ended up being a draw, but it just ended up to be the same old thing. When one person played one card, another person, and then this whole cycle would happen where in the end you just wouldn't be able to get anything done. It's just it's something that happens quite a lot, especially in like ladder as well. In the end, nobody's able to get that much damage off on the other, and it ends up being like this. Here, that was something else that which I quite like, lightning bait. If you're able to get a Golem and a P.E.K.K.A. down on the tower, the Ice Wizard will be protected, because the three things that will get lightning would be the Ice Golem, the P.E.K.K.A. and the tower. Which is really important considering the Ice Wizard is quite strong in itself. Two Mega Knights wasn't something I would have recommended at that point. I think a P.E.K.K.A. would have been a lot better. But in the end he wasn't able to do anything, and for the rest of the game he wasn't able to do much. See, same old thing, same old counters, not much either opponent could do. So in the end it just ended up being GG there. However, despite that, if you are quite skilled, I do highly recommend that you try out the deck. Well, if I can bring it up. So here we are. I do highly recommend that you try out the deck. It is really strong. Or in case you play a bit differently, maybe even try deck on the right with the whole Mega Minion for the Tornado and arrows for the sorry, I think I've lost it here. Arrows for the Ice Golem as well. But either way, that's the deck. Hope you guys do enjoy, and good luck on getting 12 wins. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and hopefully I'll be able to do another video like this real soon. Thank you.